Hello, 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 everyone. How's everybody doing? We're waiting on getting some people in. I'm gonna do some sharing. See here. Yep, it's live. Sharing is caring. Do some sharing. Let's see. People are joining in. If you're joining in from my Facebook group, from the Dream Academy Facebook group, um, I am in StreamYard, so make sure that you definitely go to the bottom and click on the link to allow you to share your information from Facebook to StreamYard because they just don't let that to go through because it's third party. So make sure you go ahead and do that. That way I can see your name when comments come up. But I will be checking in other places. Yeah. So I'm just going to share out. Hey, April, how are you doing? See if I can share this out in a couple other places. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? I'm just sharing it out here before we get started. Share that out there. Share to the page. There. That's good, April. That is really good. Awesome. Let's see. So I got the people that are in here, but I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get started here. Just checking a couple pages, a couple things. I'm going to invite some people in as well. It is Saturday. What does everybody else got going on for the ones that don't have events going on right now? See, just checking. Yep. Good. Can everybody hear me? That's my next thing. Can everybody see me very well? See me good? Can everybody hear me good? Let me know. Give me a one or a thumbs up if you can hear me well, and then if your video quality is good as well. That's what I'm talking about. Visiting family. That's the best thing to do, April. I am with you. Everybody can hear me. Can you everybody hear me well? All right. So I'm back in the group so I can see comments. Give me a second here. Let's turn it on. All right. Can everybody hear me? All right. I see a thumbs up from April. See Kathy coming in. Hey, Kathy, how are you? All right, so we're going to be doing a little bit of an insiders on sewing here. Thank you, Kathy. We're going to be doing a little bit of an insiders on sewing here. Just a little bit, just a tidbit of going into sewing your own drapes. Everybody has been asking me. Everybody has been asking for the draping tutorial. So with the draping tutorial, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in a little bit. I am not giving you the whole thing, but I'm going to give you just a little bit, as in what's into it. And then if anybody wants to catch or join in to the actual draping tutorial class, that will be launching soon. So be prepared and be ready for that. I am launching that class for $30. So that class is going to be coming up. I'm going to be teaching you how to sew your own drapes. Now, number one, disclaimer. With the disclaimer, I can definitely tell you I am not a seamstress. Okay, I am not a seamstress. I am not a professional sewer by any means or anything like that. I do have my own machine. This particular machine is like a way different type of machine than you will buy. I will recommend that you probably get a basic machine to start you off. But I'll go over a couple features of this particular machine because this actually is not just a sewing machine. This is a sewing machine and it can be converted over to an embroidery machine. Okay, so this does embroidery and sewing. And so this is why this has a plethora of a whole lot of other features that everybody may ask me or anything about it. But unfortunately, hey Bunny, how are you? Welcome. But unfortunately, this one is in a whole different ball game, or anything like that. So again, disclaimer. I am not a professional seamstress or draping or anything like that. I can show you how to get by with the basics, which means that you just need a straight seam across for your drapes. That's all you need. With having a straight seam across with your drapes, it doesn't even have to be straight. Okay. I'll just show you here. Let's see, because I have a panel done already. This one keeps moving on me. Let's see. Let me find my other end. While I'm doing that, anybody else is joining in, welcome to the Dream Academy. If you're on YouTube, because I am streaming on YouTube, or if you're on my Facebook page, my personal page, if you're on my actual page that is my actual event page, I am putting it on there as well, because there's a lot of people that want to come in and come into the industry and learn the industry, and because they've just been doing it and been doing it as a hobby, and now they want to make it into a business. So making that into a business is the reason why I'm actually kind of sharing everything over. And so, let's see. This is the panel here that I have sewn. You can't, and you're not going to be able to see it as well, but it is sewn. I'll try to get you a little detail in there, so you can see. So it's just a stitch. You can even look and see, it may go up, it may go down a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because it's going to be on your pipe and drape system. It's not like it's going to be like clothing, where, people are going to notice those seams or anything like that. So again, doesn't have to be perfect. You just go in there, you get your straight seam, go on through, get done what you need done, and then get it on your post, on your backdrop that's like behind me. Okay, so that's a little bit of an insider tip. The next thing I'll give you just a little bit of a tip is you need a measuring device. So you can use the measuring tape, or you can use this device here, which is a measuring gauge. Okay, you can find those items, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, different places like that. Pair of scissors, you can do regular scissors or you can do sewing scissors. And then also, this is a seam ripper in case you mess up, you have any problems or anything like that. You can use that here, as well as there is a little bit of a tip. You can use masking tape. You can use it. You can sew through the masking tape if you want. I will do one I don't recommend that you sew through the masking tape. I just use it as a placeholder. But I have sewn through it, and it's not going to hurt your drapes at all. It's just that when you put it on there, then you'll have to peel it off a little bit. And it'll tug on your drapes depending on what type it is. But these particular drapes, it'll tug a little bit more because these particular drapes that I'm sewing today is stretch lining. So it doesn't stretch this way. Okay. It's a two-way stretch. It doesn't stretch this way. Okay. This is the long way. So we don't care about it stretching that way. Okay. It stretches this way, where it actually is on the drapes. The drapes are on the pipe and drape system, so it stretches. So it's going to give you flow with that particular type of fabric here. This particular fabric I did put in the comment here. It's called Strech Lining. I get this fabric here locally where I am at, but you can try to find any type of fabric that's similar to that. You can do fabric wholesale direct. They have some jersey knit fabric that's out there. You got TV Linens that has fabric out there. They do actually have the 4-way stretch spandex fabric that is out there. You can go to Walmart. They have some fabric as well that is out there. Let's see if I get a question. No question. Hey, Twana, how's it going? But beyond that, you can get the fabric like this from Walmart as well. So anybody that is new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to get in the industry, look at the link at the bottom, join, get in the group. Again, if you get in the group and you're requesting to get in the group, you have to be serious about it. I only let people into the group that is serious about their business, which means that you want to make this a business. I do not cater to anybody that's looking for this as a hobby because we get into business aspects. So we are very serious about it because in this industry, we want to make sure that we are catering and being able to nurture to the people that are in the industry that are serious about it, that want to make a great income from it, because you can make great income from the event industry. So join the group if you're not in the group, because I'm streaming across multiple platforms today. So make sure you definitely catch that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I showed you a few of the little tools here that we're going to be using. For anybody that is catching this, you can catch it on YouTube. If anybody is in my group that it will be catching this, you catch the replay. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And so with my machine that I was talking about here again, this is a two-fold machine. Okay, it's a Singer, it's a Futura. Okay, it's a sewing machine, it's an embroidery machine. Okay, I don't have the embroidery attachment on it right now because I'm using it with sewing. Okay, the next thing that this particular one has on it, but I'll recommend that if you can afford it, it will help you out a whole lot. It's two things that this machine does. Number one, it has a little piece that's right here on the top, and you can put a bobbin on here, and you can wind your own bobbin. Okay, that's number one. And I don't have the bobbin; it's over there. And I will just sit it on there. But I will put it on here, and then you can wind your own bobbin to be able to place into the bottom for your bobbin thread. Your bobbin thread only has to be white or black. Some people do choose to use the same color bobbin as the fabric that they're using. That's okay if that's what you want to do. The next thing I want to talk about is threading. The thread that you're going to use, make sure you're using a very, very strong thread, a polyester based thread, something like that. You want to use a good thread. You don't want to use the little cheap thread and then it keeps breaking off on you or anything like that. You want something that's going to hold. So the thread I'm using is a polyester based thread. And then the bobbin thread that I use is not regular thread, it's bobbin thread. You can get that on Amazon if you would like, or you can get it at Joann's, Michael's, and other places like that. Amazon usually is the cheaper place. Okay. But the other thing to this machine would be is it has right here, this little guy that's right here, it has an automatic threader on it, which means that I take the thread, I bring it through, it'll come through my piece here, and then I'll use this little guy here and push it, and it's going to thread my needle. Unfortunately, it didn't do that right now because I already have my needle threaded and ready to go. But those are the two things you want to look for in a machine: at least a automatic bobbin winder, and then also automatic threader. Okay, no questions. So then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Straight line sewing is all you need. So on this one particular here, you see where I got some little pieces of my masking tape, just some masking tape, okay? And they're just placeholders. Again, you can sew it through it, and I will do it on a couple of them, but I'm gonna remove it as I'm going through. With the stretch lining, it is a little bit different. It'll give you a little bit of fight. You have to be a little bit careful with it. The needle I'm using is a general purpose needle, but with the stretch lining, it can get caught on your actual foot that's down at the bottom as well as within the needle. So you want to be careful with that. If you're doing regular fabric, your taffetas, crushed taffeta, if you're doing your sequins, let's see, if you're doing your voile fabric, those particular type of fabrics, you're not going to have as much of a problem. But since this fabric stretches, you'll have a little bit of a problem with that. The velvet will be okay, but not unless if it's a stretch fabric velvet, then you'll have a little bit of problem. So you need to be careful on that as well. So other than that, those are the main things that I wanted to cover and go over. But with that, we definitely want to make sure that we have our start, and then we'll place up under our actual foot, and then we will lower our foot down, and then make sure it's aligned to where we need it to go. You'll use your hand as your guide on the front and on the back. Make sure you have plenty of full pull from your fabric. Make sure your fabric is lined up with your seam that's here. That way you'll have a lot of play to be able to take care. And again, make sure that you are careful because this is a stretch fabric. So it can catch different things like that. But those are just the main things that you need to be mindful of when you're storing your drapes. Another thing is if you do actually sew through the masking tape, make sure that it's fully down. If it doesn't, and if the needle catches it or anything like that, it can stick under your foot or anything like that. And when it does, you have to clean it off. You may get some sticky residue or something under there, so you just want to be mindful of that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to lower my needle in and bring it back out just to make sure it's catching it. And then we're going to let her rip. Let's see here. All right, so I got it going. I got a start here. So I got my little piece, got my start. Just want to test and make sure that I have what I need. Got my fabric there. Check my bobbin, make sure it's A-okay. All right, let's get going. It's okay there. All right, so we got it going. We got to start. Again, you have to play with this with your stretch fabric, so be careful. My particular system is very sensitive because it's an embroidery system. So I had to make sure that it was absolutely accurate, and that's why you heard a couple beeps on there because it'll let you know if it doesn't like what's going on. But we're good to go there. I've sewn through that part there. I'm gonna keep going here. And then of course you got a foot pedal. There's some machines that don't have a foot pedal. I have a speed. My foot controls the speed as well as I have a speed sensor that is over here. But it's just simple. You just guide it through the front and the back. Give it a little speed on here. Going through again. It's just straight seam that's going through here. It's all you're needing. I'm going to slow down here. The reason being is because I'm going to pull this piece up. I sewed through the first one. I'll let you see that. I'm just going to take this up because it's just my placeholder. It's just holding my fabric in place. And that's all I need. To make sure that I have, and I didn't actually mention that earlier, which is, and actually I will talk about it a little bit once I stop from here. So I'm going to stop again. I'm going to pull this one up. Put that back down. So I don't see any questions. If anybody has any questions later on, of course, you can always put them down in the comment section. I'll answer them later. All right, keep going. What's going on, Brandon? Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So you just keep your fabric front to back. Keep it going through. And I'm going to stop and move this piece. We are almost finished. And of course, I would do this a lot faster. But again, this is for instructional purposes of being able to kind of guide people along, help them out, get their confidence level up, to know that it's simple, it's easy to sew your own drapes without a problem. So that's one of my main goals. That's the number one reason why I have my academy and my group, to be able to teach people to do those type of things and to be able to save money in the long run and increase your keep your bottom dollar low and increase your money as you go along within your business. So I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. We're almost finished here. Take this last piece off. All right, I am finished. So on here, I do have. Hey Fabiola, how are you? Thank you, appreciate it. I do have a cutter to be able to cut my fabric. So when I lift my foot, it cuts this. All machines don't have that feature as well. So again, there are certain machines that have certain features depending on what the price that you want to pay for it. But that's it. That's all you have to do. And I have my right pocket seam there to be able to go on for my piping drape onto my poles. And that's all that it takes. The one piece that I told you about that I'll leave on, I actually didn't sew through it. I apologize. I thought I caught it. But again, you just pull it off when it's there. But that is it. So that's all I am showing today. So I got to get back to sewing. I have a lot more fabric panels that I have to sew. A lot of different colors. I have the black that I'm doing. I have the teal that I have here. It's a navy blue. A lot more other fabrics that I have to do and get going. So that is it. I appreciate everybody that is tuned in with me. Again, this is just some insider tips and tricks. If you want to learn how to actually sew your own drapes, you want more detail, you want to kind of get like a virtual hands-on in a classroom environment or anything like that, then you need to definitely get into my sewing tutorial. It's going to be launching soon. It's going to be $30. And that particular tutorial probably is going to be like in a YouTube group, or not a YouTube, but a Facebook group. And then it'll be a private group. Nobody can get access in there. And then there'll be a forever group, which means that you'll forever have the video, you'll forever have the help, guidance, different people asking questions, all that type of stuff that'll help you. All right. So that is it. I appreciate everybody for joining in with me today. I got to get ready and get on these other fabric panels, but thank you, and you have a wonderful day.